what's Bearly TCG or what's Bearly TCG or trading card game? We're gonna open up some Gundam. This is a Seed Strike. This is the one of the first starter decks that we ended up having, and we're gonna crack this bad boy open. So let's adventure in some TCG player action. All right, slide on over from this big old cam. Oh, wait to this little pet cam. Pop pet cam over. Bring that over. Bring it on over. Let's see how we do size-wise. Back her up a little bit. Boop, boop. And adjust the camera. Configure video. Camera control. Autofocus. Okay. Apply. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you end up knowing about this or not, but this is a Gundam card game. This is from Bandai. And honestly, it's a pretty fun game. I've played a few games, and I have a couple intro decks I ended up picking up. But what I'm going to plan on to is I'm going to plan on actually playing the Seed Strike for a little bit until I get the general mechanics of it. And then we're going to venture over into doing other decks and building other decks. The other one I picked up was Wings of Advance. And I may pick up another or a couple of them. And that will be also featured over here on the channel. But we're not talking about Wings of Advance. We're talking about Seed Strike. Why is that? Because this is the one I've got most interest into playing. So we're going to crack this bad boy open and see what we have inside. So I sliced the sides of it just to be able to have that prepped up so we can end up having that set up. I guess they have something called a God Pack. And your entire deck is foil. Let's see if we can get lucky about that. So there's nothing else inside the box. It has this little cluster that's right here. Here's the deck that we have. Comes with a bonus pack. The starter deck. We'll crack this open last. And a good old how to play mechanics. I learned that over the weekend. And honestly, it's a game that I ended up having some fun. It's kind of like Magic, has similarities to Magic, but without getting the mana screwed. So we have this little plastic thing that keeps the deck together. We're going to slide that up. Yes, that's a foil card. Foil. Oh, nope, it's not a God Pack because they're not all foiled. But either way, there is some good cards. So let's zoom in here. Zoop. Zoop. It actually turned out really good. So we got Aile Strike, which is 2 of them. This is a foil. Has a blocker as when rest this unit to rest this unit to change the attack of a target to target it. And it also has paired with level 4 or higher pilot. Choose one enemy unit with 4 or less HP. Return it to its owner's hand. So there's a little bounce that comes along with it. We got 2 of those. Oh, that's Aile Strike Gundam. Then we also have 2 of this Aegis Gundam. It's a level 4, so that means you're going to have to 4 energies out. And it costs us 3, so you end up tapping 3 of said energies to be able to play this guy. It has attack. If this unit has 5 or more AP, so that's attack power, that's going to be right here, found at the 4. Choose one enemy unit that is level 5 or higher, deal 3 damage to it. Good old burn. We have 4 unit cards. And the other ones are units as well. So these are like the little Gundams that you'll be able to end up doing. It costs us 2 for level 4 with a 3/3. Deploy, draw 1 card, and then discard a card. There's 4 of those guys. And it has a link with Kira Yamamoto. Then we have 4 more Morbus Zeros. 3 Mobus. 3 Strike Dagger. 4 H's Gundam MA mode. 3 Ginns. If this is something you're interested into and you want to be broken down more, let me know and I'll end up diving into this and actually breaking it down some more. I'll also try to figure out a way to get able to share the deck list. 2 or 3 of the Miguel's Ginn has Miguel Edelman to be linked with, so it gets a little buff on there. We have 4 Kara Yamamoto's. If you notice, that's the one that we wanted to be paired. And then when you ended up pairing this, attack, choose 1 enemy unit. It gets attack power of -2 during this battle. And then we also have another pilot, which the other one was a pilot. And that has it when linked during this turn, this unit may choose an active enemy unit that is 5 or lower as its attack target. There's 4 of those bad boys. We have 3 commands. This is another mechanic. This is kind of like the sorcery of your Magic the Gathering, where you can only play that during your turn unless it says otherwise. And then you have the interesting mechanic that has burst. So once it gets blown up, it ends up getting this little thing. Three Hawk of Edamon. 2 Magic Bullet of Dusk. And then we have bases. Here's 3 bases that we end up having with Archangel. Followed by 3 of the Valis. And then I believe the number is 10. Give me a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. You have 10 resources. So this is giving you exactly what you need to be able to play out of the deck. This is kind of takes place of mana. This is something you end up drawing and be able to play each turn. An EX base. This is something you're going to be starting off the game with. Both of you guys, everyone's going to be starting off with this. And then if you're going second, because it's a 2-player game, I believe, if you go second, you end up getting a special EX resource. This gives you a little bit boost to be able to play something a little bit ahead of the curve for going second. And then obviously they're going to give you all the tokens of the deck. Start off with Aile Strike Gundam, Launcher Strike Gundam, and Sword Strike Gundam. And then they give you these little things that you could punch out to be able to use those as markers. So, now since you've been waiting so patiently, let's find out what's in this thing. It's a bonus card, so this is going to be something that you end up getting that's going to be in your starter deck. So, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I'm not going to know if it's good. I'm not going to know it's bad. I just know it's going to be a card. Boom. Morbus. So it looks like we got a unit that we ended up getting. It's a 1/1 for 1 at a level 1. So we get to play it turn 1, be able to go off with that. I have a feeling that this isn't great, but hey, that's what it is. Switch off from Pack Cam. Switch back over to 4K. All right. Welcome back. So this is Gundam. This is the Gundam, the trading card game that you can end up playing. Like I said, this is something that I've been picked up some interest into, and I kind of loved, ended up playing it. And it's a very simplified way that goes over with it. And if you want a good, easier way to get into the TCG players or TCGs, this is a great way to go over with it, as long as you can find people to be able to play with. It's a cheaper entry. I think I paid, what was it, like 12, 15 bucks for the starter deck, and you immediately could end up shuffling it up and playing. It's important to say each deck is going to be 50 cards. You can have up to 4 of the same card, unless it's banned or anything that's going on with it. You need to have 10 resources, or 10 energies, and your basics that you end up having. In the starter deck, you're going to have all that, and it'll be a good way to be able to cut your teeth and learning the game. That's what I'm planning on doing. That's why I wanted to open up the Seed to Strike, because this is one that I had the most interest into playing. So what I'm going to end up doing is leave it up and go over and have some fun. So with that said, thank you for watching. And remember, we're barely there, we're barely playing, we're barely TCG. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.